Good morning, everyone. This is Michelle with Homesteading in the HOA, and I am going to show you my garden this morning. It's really chilly out here. Probably about 50, probably got up to 50 degrees. I think it was about 45 when I woke up this morning. So, yeah, that's why I'm getting a little bit late. But right now I am looking at the green stalk here. I've got about 30 strawberry plants growing right now, and they've all done really well. I put these in as bare root, and they've all come through really, really well. They love lots and lots of water in the very beginning, and now it's just at a moderate water. And as you can see, I've got a lot of flowers coming on. Not all the plants yet, but I do have some flowers, and you can see a little strawberry coming through here. And then over here, oh my goodness, I've got one that's actually turning red already. That's exciting, yay. And some of them are just beginning to put on some new growth. So, all in different levels, which is perfect. Like this one right here, I don't see any really new growth or anything on it, but it's all right. It's still hanging in there, and who knows what's gonna happen. I've got some radicchio, I've got some tortoises, and they love different types of, I can't speak this morning, it's too cold. Different types of lettuces here, and so the radicchio, I actually thought this was gonna be a little bit more red. This is my first time in growing it, so we'll see what happens. I've got some lettuces for them, and some lacinato kale over here. Bring you over here to see that, and that's looking really good. I'm definitely going to be growing more kale, I think, in this. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to be growing in the spring and summer. Got a little bit of lettuce growing here, but these are from seed, obviously. So let's see. Got some lettuces. They do love their lettuce. Got some red lettuce, and I have some oregano and some thyme growing on down here as well. They're looking great. Over here, I've got some chamomile. Love me some chamomile. And what I did here, this is a purple sweet potato. It's looking really good. So, over the past summer, my sweet potatoes were doing really well. As far as leaf-wise, but when I went to pull them up, there was hardly any sweet potatoes. My first year that I did not get a good sweet potato harvest. So I was really disappointed, and all that I got on the purple sweet potatoes was just like a real small sweet potato. So I got a few of those, and I just put them here in the soil and let them take off. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I put them in the water, let them get some roots, and then put them in here. And hey, it's looking good. So I'm hoping that in the springtime I'll have some more slips. I'll just pull these out and I'll get them planted. It'll be my first time actually pulling slips from the soil, so we'll see how that goes. So with the tortoises, they only, they're obviously going to just eat plants. And I went ahead and got this a few months ago. They love succulents. Well, not mine so much, but tortoises love succulents. These guys are like kind of picky eaters. And by the way, you see the wine back here? I've had this sitting for a long, long time. And what I think I'm going to do with it is to make some fertilizer. I was looking it up and said that it would make a good fertilizer. So I'm like, yeah, I haven't gotten around to it yet, but that's kind of my plan. So I think I'll take a little bit at a time, water it down quite a bit, see what happens. I'm going to try it on a few test plants just to make sure that it should be okay, but that's kind of my plan right now. This plant right here, I'll show you another flower if I haven't already, is one that my dad used to have. I ended up finding this online, but it makes a green and purple flower, and it just flowered, and it was so, so pretty. It's a bromeliad, and this is doing great. You can see the lighter color. This is the newer growth. So I'm gonna need to get this repotted into something a little bit bigger. Again, for the tortoises, I've got, I think they're nopales, cactuses, and I've got the two plants. I just simply got got one piece of them, put them in some soil, and they just took off. They've done really, really well. My amaryllis, I put them over here. I did have them over in a different part of the yard, and I put them over here, and they're doing really nicely, especially this one. I think it really likes the sun, but this one it's not doing as well since it's not in the sun. So I think I'm gonna have to move it. And these guys over here, same thing. I thought I saw some new growth, but not really. So then these are my mom's Christmas cactuses. And putting on some nice big growth. The ones around front, I'll take you to see those in a little bit, which are actually beginning to bloom. So, but I'm very happy to see that they're doing so well over here. All right, basil. I had a nice big basil plant from last year, and this is about all I got from it right now. But it's okay because I've got some more plants, and we're just gonna go from the new plants. I have 2 spider plants, and just look at all these spiders. I just sold a bunch of spider plants, little tiny ones, little spiders. So we shall see what happens with these guys. I have another one over here. All right, I almost hate to show you my tomato plants. These are actually the first ones that I have grown from seed. And I think that they're doing really well. Of course, they got very bushy here. And what I'm gonna do is go to Home Depot today. And I'm gonna try a different system because apparently what I was trying to do, just kind of on my own, is definitely not working. So this trellising system was definitely not gonna work. So I'm gonna get something a little bit more sturdy. Probably take me a day or 2 to get it all put together after I get to Home Depot. So I'll show you along the process with that, what I plan on doing. But for right now, you can see that it's all over the ground right now. And so I'm just gonna wait. I think I'm just gonna wait until I get the new trellis put up, and then do the rest from there, because I know that these things, they're still very new and they are going to take off. Yeah, so what I did, I went ahead and I did trim up some, and maybe I have a little bit too many leaves in here, but I do have this put in some water, so I don't see any roots yet, but they will be coming. And if not, I will have plenty more plants that I'll be trimming up here. So we shall see how this all turns out. These are mostly, the ones here in the back are all Roma tomatoes, and I think most of them are the San Marzano. And then up here I think I have one that's actually not doing well, and the others are what are they called, Carbon. And then these are the heirloom Cherokee purple tomatoes. And here I also put some basil. I've got a purple basil, which is turning green. I did not expect that. It's still pretty. It's still very, very pretty, but I wasn't expecting it. And I don't know what's going on with these leaves. This is new to me. So usually my basil do really, really well. All right, so I've also got some onions. Now these are the extra onions that I had. I will show you my main bed here in a few minutes, but I just went ahead and put some onions in here. I've got a purple onion and I've got a yellow onion, very much like the Vidalias on the yellow ones. So I think I got a pack of 50, and I haven't even gotten all of them in the ground yet. So I'm kind of running out of room. This is one of my concerns right now. I don't have a lot of room, and I have 8 beds. I don't have a lot of room. So this is pretty awesome. Right here I have, it's actually looking pretty good, the butterfly pea plant. I did have some in a pot that I think got a little bit too much water and it died. And I was like, oh no, well I have plenty of seeds, so I went to plant the seeds. Didn't do very well. And but in the meantime, I had 2 little plants pop up. So I'm like, well, why not? So this is just like a couple months ago maybe, and 2, maybe 3 months. And so I went ahead and put these stakes in there, and they just took off. But I think now that we're in December, it just, they're going into dormancy. So I'm just leaving them alone for right now. They don't look bad. I've seen some others plants, and they look about the same as mine. So I'm not going to sweat it, and I still have plenty of seeds should something happen to them, but I'm feeling pretty confident. Now I also got a lychee plant, a lychee tree, and a mulberry tree. Now this mulberry has been through so much. I originally, like last year, I put it over here in one of these spots. I just kind of like left it. I wasn't paying attention. I went to move it, and it had a taproot that went all the way down into the ground. I'm like, oh no. So I pulled it out, and I thought, oh my gosh, I killed it. So nope, I just put it right over here, got a really good drainage, and it's just flourished. And then in early September, we had a fire pit. Didn't pay any attention. We had lots of wind that day, and it came over here, and the whole thing, brown leaves like the next day. It looked awful. So I thought, oh no, I killed it. So I just trimmed it up really, really good. You can see I kind of topped it off quite a bit, and gave it lots of water, and oh my gosh, it came up with so many new fruits, and I was just feasting for days on this thing. It just did so well. Now it's kind of going into a bit of a dormancy, so I'm just going to leave it. I also use these leaves for the tortoises, so they can have an awful lot of different greens. They can have they can have these leaves here. These are on the approved list, mulberry leaves. They can have weeds. I'll show you those in a little bit. They can have flowers. I'll show you some of those. So I have several plants here that are really a lot, mostly for the tortoises. So that's great. So they get to kind of feast on the things that I'm not feasting on. Okay, over here, this is where I had the sweet potatoes. So cute story. I had some sweet potatoes in a grow bag a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And of course, you know how they do, they just kind of vined out and came in here and produced some sweet potatoes just kind of on its own, just kind of wherever the leaves were touching, the vine was touching, was creating sweet potatoes. I'm like, fantastic. So the following year I put some in, they did great. The year after that did great. This year, no, did not do great at all. So I'm like, you know what, this is going to be changed up a bit anyway, so I'm going to just move them. And I'm going to put them into a different, one of the different beds. So this one, I just started putting some pepper plants. So my bell pepper plants did not do so well in the full sun, so I'm deciding to put them over here by the house. And I know that they did really, really well a couple of years ago over here. So like, yeah, let's do it. And you can see that they've also got some new flowers on them. And these 3, 1, 2, and 3 are from seed. And then this one, something happened to the plant, so I went ahead and went to one of the big box stores and got a red bell pepper. So I put that one in there also. And I also grew from seed. This is my first year of really growing from seed, guys, and I'm just so happy with it. So this is one of the red kales, and I think I got this from Rare Seeds. And so you can see some new growth going in here because it's cool, and they love this cool weather. And another, I think it's lacinato is how you pronounce it. Anyway, when I first put this bed in, I put these 2 beds in at the same time, and because I wanted to have the little parts over here so I could put some plants. This one was one of the first ones. It dies off once a year, and it comes right back. Look at how pretty that is, guys. That is so pretty. And so I use these in some smoothies and such. This is a lemon balm, and doing really well. I just put this in, I don't know, a couple months ago. And look at it, it's already doing so well. And I transplanted some chamomile and put that in here as well. So it's doing even better than the one that's over by the green stalk. So, and this little guy over here needs to find a new home. This is a jalapeno that I grew from seed. The other one I do have on the ground doing much better. Now I went to one of the markets. Went to one of the markets last weekend, and I got some catnip I brought it inside, and of course my cat loves it. She just absolutely went crazy over it. And then this is a chocolate mint. I think it's called chocolate mint. So I'm gonna get some different pots for these guys. I need to get something a little bigger than what I have over here. Because these guys are gonna grow, but I'm not gonna put them in the ground. We know that that's one of the first rules that we as gardeners learn. You do not put mint in the ground because it'll just absolutely take over, right? So what I also did here was, as in growing a lot of these plants, I ran out of room. And so I have some of the, I just kind of like threw them over here. So I've got some calendula. It's hanging on, not doing so well. Some clover, I love that for the tortoises. Some more calendula. Got some more tomatoes. The leaf miner's got a hold of these guys. And I have some, is this one the one from seed or no? I think that one's the one from seed. So this is the cranberry hibiscus. The tortoises love those as well. I do too. I think they're so pretty, and they've got a beautiful flower on them. And I've always had them in pots, but then one time it took over, it got a taproot, went way underground, got huge. So I've got another one that I'm about to put in the ground. And I don't want to let go of any of my plants. So I may put a few of these guys in the ground. We shall see. I just love them. And Christmas cactus, and some more tomatoes, some more kale. But these guys, the green onions, have been here for quite a while. They're doing super well. My tomatoes not doing so good. Way too shaded over here. So yeah, so I've got plenty coming up. So like right now, I'm just not harvesting much except for the green onion, and the kale is definitely ready to be harvested. I don't have a lot, but I have enough for at least a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. So I know that I'm gonna have to start growing more kale. Now is probably a great time for me to put some in, some more seeds in. Now this guy did not look like this yesterday. This is a romaine lettuce, and I think it's telling me that it's ready to be harvested. So it has definitely come up, just shot up. Never seen it quite like this before. And just a few days ago, there's just nothing but a few leaves, and then I started getting that look to it. So getting the head to it. Now, yeah, it's gonna be harvested today. Alrighty, so over here I have, oh, and I put some onions in here as well, right down the center. And so this is just a few days ago, less than a week ago, so they're not quite taking off yet, but we'll check back with these guys in a few days. Over here I have some butternut squash. I started these in the trays, and I think it took too long in getting them into the ground, but right now I've got 2 plants that are definitely taking off. And I put some onion in here as well. I'm just throwing the onion in wherever I can. This guy right here, got a little bit of a leaf to it. But I want to get I need to get a trellis up. I kind of left a little bit of room here in the center. And I'm going to use some of the bamboo that I have and create a trellis. I saw an idea for that. And I went ahead and ordered some online. And I just haven't had the time to put it together because it's going to involve a lot of measuring, and I haven't had a lot of time for that lately. Alrighty, so over here I will show you first what I do with the tortoises for their food. I always come over here and get one of these. I forget the name of it. It is a weed, but it is approved for the tortoises. So I will get a few of these leaves. They absolutely love them. This one over here has a little bit of a flower coming on. I do have one that I'm trying to grow. So we just have the roof placed. And I'm finding little pieces of roof all over the place. So I'm trying to grow one. Oh, I'm sorry, you know what? I have this one. I see this one, but it's not the one. That's not the one. This is the one right here. So this is the one that they absolutely love. So I will pull up some of these, and I have them growing really well. They also love this maplewood. So being wintertime, this is coming up a lot. This comes up where there's a lot of moisture. So wherever I see moisture, I'm usually seeing these. I had them taking over one of the beds and had to pull all of those up, but thankfully they are all over the place. Over here, I will usually see a few. And right now I'm seeing a ton over here. Look at this. So, tortoise heaven. So let me show you one of the things that I'm thinking about. I have a lawn service. They come out. I definitely need them for the front yard. But over here in the summertime, this gets to be really high and really unmanageable. My ultimate goal for my backyard garden is to pull up all of the grass. I do not feel like that I need grass back here. It is one thing that I have to mow, and I do not like mowing. I want to grow food, not grass. So I figured, if this is not a very large space, I would love to be able to put some trees right down the middle, but of course then he won't be able to get the lawnmower back here. I could try to put some like along the side of the house, but there is a slope to it, so I'm not sure about that. And I could put it over by more by the fence, but I just don't know. And some of these trees eventually will get pretty big, so it's going to require a lot of trimming every single year to be able to keep them where they need to be. So I'm still trying to decide. I am really leaning towards putting them straight down the middle and getting rid of as much of the grass as possible. I'll show you my other area here in just a little bit. All right, my lemon tree. It's about 3 years old. Not looking so great right now, but I've been trying to nurture it a little bit, and I do have a lot of green growth. This past spring, I had a lot of flowers. A ton of flowers, and I was hoping and praying that something would take off, and it did not. They all fell off, and not a single fruit. So I'm going to keep at it one more year, and hopefully this year I will see some flowers and some fruit. But if not, I might just have to try a different tree. I have others that I want to get as well. Really love to have a tangerine and a kumquat. A lot of trees that are on my list, but I still really love my lemon. So I'm praying for this guy. All right, my first time in growing broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Now my broccoli over here, I actually have my very first broccoli. Look at this, guys. He's so little. The others, when I checked yesterday, did not have that. I was getting close. We're getting close, but not yet. I also put some onion in here as well. I've got 2 rows of onions. My nasturtium, I did start this in a pot, in a tray. And look, we have our first flowers. Aren't they pretty? Nasturtium flowers, as we know, are edible, so I can't wait to put this in one of my salads. Now this is one of the ones where the navel wort just really proliferated because I had a little bit too much moisture in here. The Brussels sprouts maybe they do. Maybe those are little baby Brussels sprouts. I tried one of these last year. I had one plant. I started getting some tiny Brussels sprouts, and it took forever and ever, and then it got hot, and I was like, okay, it's not producing. So fingers crossed, prayers up that we are able to get some broccoli and some Brussels sprouts out of these guys. I'm so excited. Over here is where I'm keeping my peppers and anything that does not like a lot of water, but likes a lot of sun. So my second time in trying to grow ghost peppers. And the leaves, look at these leaves, are so yellow, but it's giving me some fruit. So that was looking really good. I did harvest some. I've had some where the last plant that I had, tons and tons of huge fruit. So I'm not sure what's happening. This is a different location, so I'm not sure. but all I can do is just try again. So after this produces, because I really want to get a few more peppers off of this, I think I'm just going to cut this down and see if it grows back, and it should. This one actually looks pretty good. This is the habanero, and I've had tons of habaneros on this one, and I love making. That's not quite as. Oh yes, we do. Yes, we do. We've got a bunch. So in a couple of weeks we'll have. Oh yeah, look at this. How big these peppers are. Yay! I love making a mango habanero hot sauce. So good, especially on wings. Rosemary. This is probably the largest that I've gotten of rosemary. And by the way, we had a light freeze 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm losing it on time because here we are in the holidays. I can't remember time. We had a pretty light freeze recently. I covered some things up and I trimmed up some of the rosemary. Everything's come back pretty good. So no problems there. But I did trim this back. I've got some drying right now. And this is probably the largest that I've had a rosemary plant, but I have seen these things get up to 5 and 6 feet. There's one nearby that somebody gave me some cuttings, and man, that thing was just absolutely huge, gigantic. And so I expect the same from this. So I'm gonna have to keep this guy trimmed up because I really don't want it overtaking this bed right now. I do have some sage down here. I do need to get this put in the ground pretty soon, but it's looking great. A butterfly plant. I don't see a lot of butterflies, but I see more wasps coming into this plant, which is fine with me. As long as they're here and they're pollinating, I'm fine with it. This is cayenne, and just look at these peppers. These are some pretty awesome peppers. Got a lot of them here. And these are my jalapenos. These are the ones that I grew from seed. So they're looking good, but I really would like to see more growth on them. So I think what I'm gonna do is to take these flowers off. It's the second one I've seen. And give it a little bit more, yeah, I don't want it doing this just yet. So let's take these guys off and let it actually get some growth on it. And same with this guy, he's got at least one. All right. Over here. Chile de Arbol. I had 3 plants and one of them died. I don't know why. It was the one that had the most. I started harvesting tons of peppers. I let these peppers grow and grow and had different stages, and finally I come in and I start harvesting first from the first plant that was right over here and then from these, and then it died. So but this one is the one that I harvested the least, so I'm beginning to wonder what was going on with that. I'm not worried about it. I have a ton. I was able to harvest a lot. I still have a lot, and these guys are doing really well. So I'm all about experimentation. Whatever works, whatever helps. I'm just watching and seeing what's happening and trying to figure something. Ooh. I got a little distracted here. My dill came up. When I had some dill this past year, and it did really well. I mean, that plant got huge, and so I had a ton of seeds that came from it, and I harvested those and dried them, and let's get this guy out. But I went to try to plant them right away, and nothing came up. And so I planted the seeds again a few weeks ago, and I'm just now starting to see some of these come up. I'm not sure if that's dill or not, if that's a weed. Oh, wait. I have a kale that needed to be planted, and this is a red kale. So I went ahead and put this guy in here. He's doing really well. Okay. And this I got from one of the big box stores. I forget the name of it. It's really pretty. It has some nice flowers on it. I went in there and my whole goal was, okay, if it has butterflies and wasps on it, I'm getting it. And this is one of them. So I was like, okay, I'm looking for pollinators. And I really don't see a lot on here these days. Okay. I've got a fig tree. And this is the first that I've ever grown from a cutting. And look at this guy here. I'm not sure if that's a new growth or if that's an actual fig that's coming on. Now this is a dwarf variety. I forget the name of it. I'll get the name of it for you. And it's only supposed to get maybe 6 to 8 feet tall at the most. I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought these guys were going to get huge. So I'm actually going to put this one in the ground, and I'm thinking about this area here. So this area looks horrible right now. I'm sorry that I'm having to show it to you looking like this, but I had some wood stacked up, and it's gotten to look pretty bad. So I'm waiting for a nice cool day where I can actually get the fire pit going, where it's not too dry. I'm not gonna get a fire going on a windy, dry day. So, but I really want to put the banana trees over here. I mowed the banana trees. The one's not looking so good. This one I think I can salvage. Because it's got some new growth on it that you can see right up there. Got some brand new growth. So I really want to get this going in the next few weeks and get the banana plants planted here. The way that they grow is they will have some pups, and so they're gonna hopefully make a few more trees, a few more plants, not trees. These will be moved, and this is where I would like to put a couple of trees. I don't want to be wasting my space. This is really good space right here for growing plants. It's very sunny. Even though it's not getting a lot of sun, here it is probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's not getting a lot of sun right now, but it certainly will here in a little bit. The sun, as you can see, is just behind this tree. And here in a little bit, we're going to get some absolutely full sun. So definitely going to put the fig tree over here. And I'm going to move these guys out. I would really like to put them over behind here and just use them to catch rainwater, and use these as a rainwater system. So that, I would like to have that as one of my goals for this coming few months. These grow bags I got for potatoes. I'll tell you my potato story here in just a little bit, but this is not going to be enough for all the potatoes that I've got. So I'm going to do a little something different. I need more room. I'm going to be filling these up with soil here in a little bit. I will refresh the soil that I do have, and I am not sure yet. I may just take one, and I've got some cilantro. That's one of the first things it's got to be transplanted now. So I think that one of these would be fantastic. These are 15-gallon, I believe. These are going to be fantastic for that. All right, dragon fruit. Okay, so last year, when was it? In October of last year, we had a hurricane, and I had these guys over in another part of the yard, and I had an elderberry plant providing a lot of shade, and I had put these guys under it and just kind of left it there. Didn't really know what to do with them, so they were growing a little bit by little bit, but the hurricane came and took down the elderberry plant. And so I took these pieces that I had and I asked someone to come by and help, and he made the trellis for me, and I put them into some 25-gallon pots, and they've done really well over here. This first one especially, look at all this brand new growth. I mean, every week I come by and I'm seeing something like this. If you guys know how best to manage a growing plant, I think I need to trim this off of the bottom. It's not doing anything, it's not hurting anything, so I'm kind of wanting to leave it, but I also kind of want it to grow more on the top. This one is the same. The ones on the bottom are not nearly as tall. So I think this guy is not getting as much sun as the first. I'm not sure. So, but it's still doing well, and I'm hoping that, so I put these in October, November of last year. So they've been in here just a little over a year. And this is just how fast these things are growing. So I'm hoping that maybe this coming spring I will start to get some new plants, some new flowers, and some fruit from this. My goal, we'll see what happens. I'm just excited that they're doing so well. All right, so along the wall here, now this wall will get very hot in the summertime. It will heat up. So a lot of things would not grow along the side unless they really like a lot of hot sun. So like I might do my okra along the wall next year. I don't know. I was thinking about peas and beans, but I don't know about the heat with that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be putting in these 5-gallon containers some cabbage. So I'm gonna try. I've got plenty of cabbage seeds, so I should have like 5 of them growing. They grow really well here, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Just gonna get them all put in. Okay. So here is where I put my onions. I put these in 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're doing well. I actually did a video on that, on my planting, and if you watch that, you will see that these guys here, 1, 2, and 3, were the ones that I actually got from the pantry. So the rest of these were ones that I had bought from Haas, and they looked great. I actually had waited a few days. I got them right before Thanksgiving. And so I didn't get them put in right away. It was probably about 5 or 6 days before I got them put in. So they didn't look quite as wonderful as I had hoped when I put them in. But that's because, I kind of waited a little bit too long. And then by the time that I put these in, I looked in the pantry and I had some onions that were sprouting. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get these here. And ignore the green bean. I actually did put some green beans right in here, and none of them came up. Now over here, I put some beets, but unfortunately only one came up. So this is my one beet, and last week I went ahead and planted some more seeds, and they're not up yet. So I just keep watering. I don't actually have to water very often because I've got the straw, but I also put some of the onions in here as well. I believe these are the red onions I put in. But then over here, I was like, well, I can put more onions here, or I can put more beans. Now, beans are going to give me a faster harvest. So this one right here, look at how great this one's doing. These guys, not quite so much. They were all 4 were looking exactly the same until about 3 weeks ago, and then this one took off. And so I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So let's see what's going on the inside. I remember I have a lot of flowers. Oops, I have a lot of flowers in here, and very pretty. Not a lot of, I thought that yesterday I had seen one bean plant, or one bean. There we go. There it is. So we will soon have a lot. These guys over here, I got one that's just about ready to be harvested. Now when these first come out, and I have some over here as well. I love these flowers. So I got 3 different bean varieties here. I don't remember exactly which was which, so I will look that up for you. But I do have 3 different bean varieties. And then here's my garlic. I have 2 varieties of garlic, and of course I started pulling them out and instantly confused which 2 varieties I had. So I put, over here I've got 2 rows, over here I've got 2 rows. But they're looking great. I think all of them so far are coming up. So I'm very happy about that. Now these take a little longer, just like the onion, they take a little longer to harvest. So it's going to use up the bed for a few months. But I'm perfectly okay with that. And I'll probably be doing the same next year. Just going to give the bed a rest and then do more garlic and onions. I did get some garlic chives. Always nice to have those once in a while. And then over here, I have another dill This one's looking really, really good. So, I think I showed you the one that was over here. A little bit smaller. But this one I did grow from seed, and but I did that one in the seed trays, and then transplanted out here. All right. Here's my aloe, and this guy I bought several years ago. So from a market in Odessa, and it was pretty big back then, and got it put in here. Took about a year or so to get established, and it's just totally taking over. It's looking fantastic. Got some new growth in here, and in fact, I've had to. The other day I went and got all the pups, and I put them over here because I'm going to be moving all of them over to this area. Okay, over here I also have a coral honeysuckle. Had this trellis put in about a year ago, and we planted this right in front of it, and it's just taken off. I have not yet seen any flowers, but I'm hoping that this spring I will. They have the most beautiful flowers. They also have nectar, and they attract a lot of hummingbirds. My whole goal for that. All right, let's see. I guess I'll kind of start digging over here. All right, so let me just show you what I've got so far, and then I'll talk about the space. This, I believe, is called a wedding plant or bridal plant. I'm not great with the names yet. And this is one that my mom had bought several years ago. And it's doing well. I mean, this thing topples over quite often because it's way too top heavy. So I need to get this put in the ground. My lemongrass looks horrible, but I just recently harvested some from it. I was going to harvest the whole thing. I left it, and now it's kind of regrowing. So this is the spot where I'm going to put this, and I'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks or so. Beauty berry. I think I've had some videos on Instagram about my beauty berry jelly. That's where this comes from. You can see that it's right at the base of the of this wall here. So I think it's coming over from the other side. I've got some trees that have been here for a long, long time. I think this is just kind of grandfathered in, and but it produces quite a bit. About every August, I believe, August, September, I'll get quite a few, and they are native to Florida, so they grow very, very well. There's my aloe plants. I have a few plants that I just kind of put over here for a little bit. These are some of the newer ones that I purchased. My mom absolutely loved her swans and her bird bass, but these things are pure concrete. So they're hard to manage, and I do have some work to do. It is winter time, so over the next few weeks, I'm going to be working on that. Got another hibiscus, another cranberry hibiscus. This one is my peace rose. I'm sure you've seen some pictures on my Instagram of this one. So the story behind this, I've got stories behind just about everything, guys, I'm sorry, is that when I was about 3 years old, and I believe I have a picture on my Instagram, my uncle bought me a peace rose. We had a little nursery that wasn't very far, and he walked me down there. I picked it out, brought it back. And that thing did very, very well up until about the year that he died, and then the plant died. So I've always had a special place in my heart for the peace rose. It's about after Mom passed, which was about 4 years ago, I went up to one of the nurseries and I saw that they had some. So I got my sister and we went, and I got this one, and then she got this one. This guy, I forget the name of it. I'll look this up. It's a beautiful rose, obviously very prolific, and I just love it. I mean, look at, now these are rose hips. Okay, rose hips are used medicinally. You can, when they start to get red like this, apparently you can harvest that. Actually, I wouldn't say that's red. So we'll see. I've never actually left these on before. What else Actually, these are red. They're more brown. Come on, there it goes. So I did a little research on rose hips, and yes, these are the rose hips. After the flower is spent, then it will create these little buds here and can be used medicinally. But I was like, does this come from all of the roses or just from a certain one? Yes, so it can come from all of them. However, there is one, I believe it's called the dog rose, that is more preferred for its medicinal value. So I have the seeds on order. I've ordered seeds for just about everything. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give that a try just to see, because I'm also trying to grow some medicinal herbs. More on that in just a little bit. Petunias, I purchased these. I'm having a really hard time growing the seeds. I've tried twice and just can't. So I went ahead and purchased this, and the tortoises love them. And I have more hibiscus over here. This is a double red. So it's very pretty. And I don't have any of the yellow that are in bloom yet. Hopefully tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure that I have some pictures up somewhere. All right, I hate to show you this mess. It is a mess. But I have some things over here that'll be moved around. So I do have my compost over here, and my fire pit that I'll be bringing out. This is a very windy day. This is not the day to be burning a fire. I love my mom absolutely loved this because it has so much room in it, and I'm like, Mom, it's just too big. I like the smaller ones. Now that I've got more of a garden growing here, I am really appreciating the depth of this, because I can get some soil. I can we did have a rain. I got some soil mix in here, and then we did have a rain, so I'm letting it dry out right now. Okay, so what this is going to do out here, I do have a table. All these going to be moved. And this is the northern side of the house. The other side that I just showed you was the south side, where there was a lot more sun. Hardly any sun over here right now. So I'm going to go easy on the plants that I do put. I would like to put the elderberry out here. It does get taller. It will reach for the sun. So I'm hoping that maybe it'll do well. And maybe some of the bromeliads, anything that does not need a lot of sun, I'll probably end up putting out here. Maybe I'll even put the pineapple plants and the aloe. I don't know. There's a lot of moisture out here though. Probably because it doesn't get as much sun to dry it up, but I have to keep that gate locked, because if we try to get a tractor through here and lawnmower, it will get stuck. So this will be redone. I will probably end up taking all of the grass out. Do not need the grass over here. Now I'm going to show you my seeding trays. Again, this is a little bit of a mess that I got underneath. I will be cleaning this out because I've got some big plans coming up. This is my second round for the fall. So my parsley, I had a hard time before, but I do have one plant coming up. I bought some moringa seeds, and they are coming up. Yay! The Puerto Rican black beans are not coming up. I do see a little plant there, but I don't think that is from the bean. The jicama, it looks like I have one that started to come up, but it has not grown beyond that. Cilantro is ready to go. It needs to be replanted. It's getting very, very leggy right now. And I have fertilized it, but it's definitely going to need more sun to definitely get going. I got some roselle, and I dried the flower that I got, and I just put these seeds in here about a week ago, the white roselle. And I have a purple, I think it's called Purple Beauty Pepper. It's a purple pepper, and really pretty. So I bought that locally. Yesterday today and tomorrow, I got 3 of them put in here. So that is a plant that I have loved for a long, long time. It is considered invasive in Florida, so it is going to be very hard to find those plants. But once you do find them, you can find the seeds, and hopefully they will grow. I actually have not had any luck in growing the seeds. But they're invasive, so if they drop off of the plant and they go into the ground, they grow really easily. So I'm going to go back and try to find some, if these do not grow, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to find some smaller plants and get those growing. I'd like to have maybe 1 or 2 in the front yard. Now I have several medicinal plants here. I grew, put this first row in about 3 weeks ago or so, and the one that I really want is dandelion, again for the tortoises. And it looks like I do have maybe 1 growing here, maybe 2, but some of these I wonder if some of the seeds got spread into the wrong places. But I have some plantain, I have some ashwagandha, spotted bee balm, mullein, which is one of my favorites for lung function, dandelion, and bee balm. These other guys I just got planted in a few days ago, some comfrey, valerian, feverfew, elecampane, I think is how you pronounce it, and stinging nettle. So, and I still have more room, and I have more of these trays that I can be filling. I am hoping to move these into the house because I'd like to be able to reclaim this back porch and be able to have some company and such out here. And it just looks cluttered to me. I just don't like clutter. All right, something happened to this guy. So I will show you a picture of the, sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. This is coming up. No, I think I've got some roots on there, so I'm not going to go any further. This is a cranberry hibiscus, and I just got some cuttings from this, and they're doing well. Some of these have a little bit of new growth coming on. Oops, a little new growth coming on that. Definitely see some new growth there, so I'm happy about that. These are my leftover onions. I still have plenty, so I think maybe one of the other grow bags is going to be helpful for that. But anyway, the cranberry hibiscus, since I did have some luck with the grapes, I forgot about the grapes. Since I did have luck with the grape and with the figs, I figured I'm just going to put some of the growth hormone, and had some pretty good luck with these guys. Let me take you back over to the grapes. I think we're about done over here. Yeah. So I had traveled to get some cuttings for the grape. I had a what was it? Southern Home grape. So here are my Southern Home grapes. My first was a cutting that I purchased. I actually purchased several, but only one truly came up and started putting on some leaves. And right now we're into the winter time, so it's going into some dormancy, so it should be doing this. But it didn't come up for the longest time, so I went to another local shop and I found these other 2 plants. So I went ahead and put them in. And I had a friend who come in, and the same one who did this trellis over here, he put this trellis in for me as well. So that's really nice. I am super, super pleased with this. So I got these 2 plants put in, and then I found another one down here. I've got a lot of weeds. I need to do some weeding. That one has also gone dormant, so I don't know if there's one. It ended up showing up in one of my other beds. So I just planted it over here, and it was doing okay for a while, and now it's kind of disappeared. So we'll see if it comes back up. And then I went ahead and got this one put in. So technically I have 4, and they are a little bit close. However, it's about the best I can do. If I want to get more, then I'm going to end up going down this direction. So, but for right now, I think I'm okay with just the 3, maybe 4 plants. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if I shared what happened with a couple of these other beds in the beginning. I've only had them up for about a year. What I did, especially with this one, I have a couple of stories here. What I did here was I just put in a bunch of these logs, just kind of filled up with some logs, and then some twigs, and I threw some of the kitchen scraps in. Here's what they don't tell you about throwing kitchen scraps in, is that they regrow. So then I put some soil over top of it, and I forgot all about it. And all of a sudden, I started getting this one plant popping up, real pretty. I was like, "What in the world is this? I don't understand. Why is this popping up? Brand new soil." And so I did a search, and it was turmeric. Like, oh, I got turmeric growing. I wonder if it was from the kitchen scraps. Great. So I let it grow, and went on for several months. Harvested. It was definitely turmeric, and so I cut that up and put it in the dehydrator, and now I've got a full bottle of turmeric powder. So I'm using that all the time. And then over here in this one, this is where I had the little tiny grape plant just popping up. I think I must have put some scraps in over here too. So anyway, that came up. So sometimes we just never know. I get things that are popping up all over the place, especially tomato. Tomato is one that is easily going to just pop. Oh my gosh. I'm really bad about this, guys. Oh, one more thing. I do this all the time. Okay, here's what I was going to tell you about this. I will move this out of the way. That has gotten quite heavy. So here's my plan for this area. Now, my original plan for this area is that I was going to make this into a memory garden. This used to be really pretty. I had several plants in here and lots of mulch, and it was just really, really nice. So this area here was going to be the memory garden, but I wanted to do something a little bit more with it this time around. And so when I first moved here, I could not get a shovel into this area at all. I had to call some friends or one of my friends and have him come in and help me to get this area in. But the weeds were horrible, and they're perennial weeds. They pop up constantly. Right now it's looking pretty good because it's winter, right? So it's all died down, and this is the perfect time. I've been waiting for this time so that I can clear all this area out. And so I've started. You can see where I've dug some of this up with a shovel and loosened all of this up, and I pulled a bunch of the weeds, and a lot of them are gone, but I do still have a few, like that one that's popping in here. Now apparently I got some kind of an animal, and this on the wall was because we had a huge rain. We got like 6 inches of rain a little while ago. But the rest of this is still needs to be worked, and so I'm going to be getting tomorrow. I ordered something that should hopefully help me to be able to clear this out. My goal right now is to put my potatoes in here. So I have several potatoes, and they are now beginning to chit. So I think they're ready. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these in here, and what I'm hoping for is that it will loosen up the soil even more and get these things growing in. Hopefully, I've never grown potatoes in the ground before. I've always grown them in containers. Well, except for the sweet potatoes, I have grown them in the ground, but sometimes I do miss them. I do miss one or two. That's kind of what I'm afraid of, is that if they do go too far down, that I'll have trouble finding them. But I really want to. This is the only place where I'm going to have enough room, because I got a ton of potatoes. A lot of potatoes, guys. So hopefully this week I'm hoping to finish up this area. So stay tuned, and I'll have I'll show some footage from that as I'm getting this ready. I'm going to finish with the weeding in this area as well. But potatoes right now, and then once I grow those, I'm hoping for some of the medicinal plants will be going in here. So one of the medicinal plants that I have over here is called an earache plant. It's supposed to help, like if you have an earache. Brand new to this, somebody offered the plant. I'm like, yes, absolutely. I have a few others in here. I've also got some Okinawa spinach and longevity spinach. I've got some moringa, which has a little bit of new growth on it. If I can get that in there, yeah. There we go. And elderberry, loquat, which is one of my favorites from when I was a kid. And I know on Instagram, I had a picture of this. It's got the most beautiful flower. And I think that the name of it, it's a starfish plant, but, oh, here it is. Oh, it's very hard to see. Very, very hard to see. Anyway, I've got the name inside. So, it has the most beautiful flower on it. One that I remember from when I was a kid. One of my neighbors had one of these. So when I saw the flower, I was like, I have to have this. So, some of the more medicinal plants I'm hoping to have in here. And just make this into a pretty spot. I would like to have I'd like to move, oops. Oh, there we go. Move the aloe over here into this corner. Put some of the babies around it. And also have pineapple over here in this area. But I definitely have to get rid of all these weeds first. So that's kind of why I'm waiting to pick these guys up, and once I get everything moved around, put the way I want to, then I'll put all this stuff back. Put these back where I want it. Put the swans, probably put the swans over here in this area. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just dreaming right now, but I'd really like to make this a little bit more productive because I am running out of room in the beds for everything that I do want. And I'm trying to make sure that, like, I'm looking at all the microclimates in this area. This is definitely a cooler area, a lot of shade. Going to keep, especially once this gets to get into full leaf. So that is it. That's it for my garden right now. Lots of work being done. Lots of things to do. It is going to be constant growth. So make sure that you check back. I will keep you guys posted about, I don't know, maybe once a month or so. Show you how the garden is growing, all the progress that I'm making. Anyway, you guys have a great one. Stay warm out there. Make sure that you hit like, subscribe if you found any of this helpful. And I will talk to you later. Alrighty, so as promised, I am showing you the Christmas cactus. That was my mom's. She had these two that were in the same pot. So recently I separated them. And I think it's doing okay. And I just watered it a couple of days ago, so I'm hoping that it bounces back. But it has put on some new flowers, and so got some new buds coming on. So I've got some hope for it. I think it'll be okay. They were my mom's. I think this one probably also needs a little bit more sun. But I put it here in the corner because I know this guy doesn't need quite so much sun. So I might just be moving this guy out a little bit. So we'll see. We shall see.